Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all my listeners and all my friends, my families, my subscribers all over the world. This is Yokute Daily Talk from my own Daily Talks Corner, bringing to you this breaking news from the Appellate Court concerning our leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Happy weekend to you all. Please, I will not take much of your time. Let's go straight into the business of the day. Appellate Court suspend judgment ordering federal government to release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. On Friday, the Appellate Court suspended the execution of its judgment that ordered President Muhammadu Buhari government to release the embattled leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. In its previous ruling, Okute News gathers, and I quote, that the Appellate Court had ordered the federal government to release the Biafra agitator. The court, in an unanimous decision by a three-man panel led by Justice Haruna Sanami, granted the application. Buhari's government brought forth a stay of execution of the judgment pending the hearing and the determination of the appeal to lodge before the Supreme Court. However, amid anxieties, the Appellate Court today ordered federal government to, within 7 days, transmit the record of the appeal and its verdict on the matter to the Appellate Court to enable speedy determination of the case. Recall that last Monday, the court had reserved its ruling on the application. Federal government filed for the judgment that quashed the 15-count terrorism charge. It preferred against Kanu not to be executed pending the determination of an appeal it had lodged before the Supreme Court. So, my dear people and the good listeners, the lovers of freedom and lovers of mankind, as you people can see that everything is working in favor of the Biafrans. The appeal court, which is set up by the led administration, President Muhammadu Buhari, have now made it open and made it clear that let them release Mazen Nnamdi Kanu with immediate effect. In fact, the appeal court have given them 7 good days to do the needful, or they will face the consequences or wrath of the law. I know that the led Muhammadu Buhari's led administration, Malame and other Fulani Janjaweeds, who have conspired and said that this guy can never be free. I know that they will not hear, but at least the Court of Appeal have done what they're supposed to do. They have given them ultimatum to release and free the embattled Biafra agitator, and which is where we stand at the moment, because we cannot just fold our arms. If the whole Eastern governors can fold their arms, despite the fact we know that they are working against Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, but at least the court have done what they're supposed to do, because court is the last hope of a common man. So I do not see the reason why the court will give order, and the people who set up the court and say that the court is the last hope of a common man will thwart the order. That means there's no respect for the rule of law in the country called Nigeria. You see, that is why a lot of agitators call the country zoo, because they are not doing what they're supposed to do. They have been out there doing other things other than to follow in the right direction. I could remember vividly when the Igbo elders, and were led by Chukwuemeka Okwesili, they went to visit Muhammadu Buhari just to discuss on the issue, so that the Nnamdi Kanu issues will be handled politically. And the president, or what we like call it, the Jubril, he said he refused that his court that will decide the case of Nnamdi Kanu, that he have no power to release him or quash any charges leveled against him. Okay, now the court have decided that you should let him go. So what are you still saying? And why are you still keeping him at that dungeon called DSS custody? You see, that is the problem. That is why the international community have never regarded Nigeria as a country. They regard Nigeria as one kind bush in Africa that they just have population without no brains. They have mineral resources without not knowing what to do with it. Rather, they will choose to steal that mineral resources and go and give it to their slave masters, which will help them to manage it and develop their own country, while our own country is languishing. Okay, look at the issue of security. Now everybody living in the capital territory of the country is in panic. It's simply because there was a warning that bandits or terrorists are going to attack the federal capital territory. Everybody is running helter-skelter, forgetting that for the past 7 years that this administration has been on, a lot of states, local governments, villages have been ravaged by all these bandits and terrorists, yet they do nothing about it. They only come on and give us audio killing, just to shy away from the truth. They will come and tell us now the military has defeated Boko Haram, and the problem we are facing today. That is why we are where we were today, according to the vice president. Yes, because when you come out in the national TV to say that you have defeated the Boko Haram in the northeast of Borno, it won't take them 24 hours. They will strike. That is what Eli Mohammed keeps saying every blessed day, that nothing like Boko Haram again, that this administration have done well in defeating Boko Haram, and that is why these people keep increasing day by day. You cannot come out in the national TV and begin to lie that you have defeated them where you have not. When they attack the guard of honor, it is not even up to how many hours they give that warning. Look at we are coming. We are going to attack a presidential convoy. They thought it was a lie. They did. The next day, the minister of what do they call it? Minister of Culture and the Communication, Lai Mohammed, he came on national TV and tell us that nothing of such happened. The bandits get angry and went and attacked the highest security we have in Nigeria, the guard of honor of president. He still come out and tell us that none of such happened, whereby they kill top military officers there and abduct some. Till death, nobody knows what happened, but we know that normally they have go and pay to free them, because that's the arrangement and how they make their money. Most of all these people sitting in Abuja there is among what is happening in Nigeria, because they are not from Nigerians. That is why they have sworn and vowed that they must destroy Nigeria before they leave. That is why in the most administration you find out that the northerners are the one who hold part of the powers, but go to the north. That is where you will find over 2 million people on the street begging, called Al-Majris. And you tell me we are progressing. Where are we progressing to? Then some part of the country who have been left behind, who they think that all those people were born to suffer, and they are born to rule, developing, and that is their anger. Why every of them knows that this side of the country called Biafra have what it takes to make even, okay, let's say leave the Nigeria part, just give us Biafra. They have all it takes to make that Biafra land a living China or Japan of today, or even Singapore. They see all these things. Their colonial masters, which is UK, have sided them and tell them not to allow these people to go. Because you cannot tell me that UK is not aware of what they're killing in Biafra land on daily basis. Human blood is nothing to them now. It seems like none. If they kill 100,000 today, the president will jet to his private jet and zoom out of the country. They kill 1 million today. He don't even care. He cannot even come on national TV to commiserate with the families of those killed. Yeah, that is how we keep. Imagine the country. The country is at war, fighting a civil war that never ended. Yet he will jet out to another African country to go for peace talk to that country that is having problem. Our moon never too much. I wonder what all those presidents in those countries, how they see him, because that is mumuness. You claim to be the head of ECOWAS, which unite all the whole African countries. Yet you are not doing what others are supposed to copy. Now look at the rule of law in Nigeria is dead. No judicial system is working. You set up the court, that court is the last hope of a common man. When that court gives judgment, you will not respect. You falter the order. Tomorrow you tell me that this person never obey court, the person jump order, jump bail. Okay, let's say that person is a common man, not non-actor, non-state actor, jump bail. Then now government, the people who is the custodian of that power, the custodian of the government, are now doing what not supposed to be so. Our moon never too much. That's mumuness. Let's go to another news, my dear people. I think I have emphasized much on this because if we keep talking about the issue of Malami and said Muhammadu Buhari, he will keep getting angry unnecessarily. Details of Umaye Ayade weakest meeting emerge. How can APC and PDP go for a meeting anyway? And maybe they are going for the interest of the South. But let's see what happens. The governor of Ebonyi State, that is Umaye, David Umaye, APC, and his counterpart in Cross River State, Ben Ayade, APC, on Wednesday night, held a closed-door meeting with the River State Governor, Nyesom Wike. Wike, seems like they are trying to divert you to APC, but we just pray something bad will not happen to you. The governor of Abia State, Okezie Ikpeazu, was also in the meeting. Okay, 2 PDP, 2 APC. Wow. Ogude News had earlier reported that the meeting was held at Governor Wike's Polycon country home, Obio, Akpo local government area of Port Harcourt. Governor Wike and his counterparts, after the meeting, failed to reveal the details of their meeting ahead of the 2023 general election. However, a close ally of Governor Wike in a chat with Vanguard on Thursday said the visitors and the host apparently have no need to disclose their motives, but as it may be, the meeting was all about negotiating mutual interest for the 2023 general election, particularly for the presidential elections. They want to see how they can campaign and vote for a common presidential candidate, nothing more and nothing less. I hope so. Governor Wike and his allies have stood their ground not to support the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Atiku Abubakar, over injustice in the party. The PDP governors, who are called G5, had condemned the northern dominance in key positions in the party and had called for his resignation of the national chairman of the party, Iyorchia Ayu. This case of Wike and Wike allies and Atiku camp is really getting out of hand. Well, I don't blame them because they are just waking up from sleep. The time they're supposed to hold ground, it was the time they are talking about zoning, which they're supposed to hold their ground and said this presidential candidate must be zoned to the south, either southeast or south. But they refused. They went out there to play politics with people who know how to play the politics. Then Amene Tambuwa went on this, let's say on injury time, and betray his very best friend and tell him that he choose brother over a friend when politics is involved. Yes, that is what the problem we are having in Nigeria. We are not voting competence. We are not voting somebody who is qualified to rule. We are voting ethnicity, tribalism, religion. This one is my religion. I will vote for him. Whether he do well or he not do well, he don't concern you. Maybe he give you one envelope or the other, or give you one contract or the other. And that is the problem, and that is how we found ourselves where we are today. If earlier on they have allowed competence to rule the country, we will not be in this total mess that we find ourselves today. That is the problem. And the only way they can correct this problem is to allow all these old fools who have no any single business again, only politics. I see in other countries, when a politician contested and failed, or have contested and won, after his or her tenure, the person will go back to what he is doing before he was contested and won the seat. But no, none of them ever have any business. Their business is Aso Rock, Abuja. Somebody will come and from okay, let's say they start from a local level, from councillor to chairman, from chairman to local government chairman, from local government chairman Then the person find himself in a what they call it, in a House of Reps. From there to Senate. Then from Senate, contest for governor and win. Then after the 8 years of his tenure, he will go to senator. Senate again, because he don't want to leave that business. You have already seen that that is a business that nobody says, just only a pen. Only pen, you can use it to steal the whole country. And that is why none of them is ever planning for anything again. Other than just jumping from one party to the other, jumping from one seat to the other. Most of themselves from Senate, if they lose that seat, they will descend low to come to become a common ordinary local government chairman or councillor. Just to make sure that every allocation that comes to that very community or that very constituency will be siphoned. Because that is what they know what to do. That is the only thing they know how to do. They can never have any good plan concerning those they are ruling or even their own constituency. Imagine this, what did they call himself? This MNK that he said that they stole his mandate. Forgetting that he was at that seat for complete good 1 year plus. He couldn't do anything. The emo worker that nobody have ever owed, he came in and began to owe them salary. Imagine that. Even the people that voted him, even in his own community, where that is MBC, he was owing them. Stayed there for complete good 1 year. And the PDP conspired and sent him out of that place because he's not worried to be there. And he went ahead to be making unnecessary silly statements here and there. He can't even defend his mandate. That is the kind of people we find in the Igbo land. Please, my dear people, let's go straight into another news. 2023 election. EFCC to partner with the INEC against vote buying. Ahead of the 2023 general election, the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, on Thursday declared its intention to again partner with the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, on incidences of vote buying. The ones that you people caught on Ekiti. I never see anyone prosecuted, though rather all of them were freed. The anti-graft agency said it is ever ready to work with INEC in curbing vote buying in the next year's polls and beyond. Okute News gathered and reports that EFCC chairman Abdulrashid Bawa told pressmen in Abuja that the commission would partner with INEC to arrest and prosecute persons involved in vote buying. And that is a total lie. You can never do it. I know. So let's forget about this nonsense you are saying. Bawa noted that we will continue to do what we have to do. We are trying to ensure that illegitimate funds are not finding their way into our electoral processes. The EFCC boss who spoke after presenting the Commission's 2023 budget before the Senate Committee on Anti-Corruption advanced that cases of those arrested for the vote buying in previous elections were still ongoing. Recall that Okute Ventures, Okute Daily Talk, reported earlier this week that the Ilorin Command EFCC had arraigned 4 persons before a high court sitting in Osogbo, the Osun State capital, for vote buying in the state's July 16 governorship election. My question is this: who sent them for this vote buying? You capture them that they are, but there's an actor, that's a state actor, that sent these people and give them the money to go and buy votes for them. So why are you prosecuting those they sent on an errand? Just like somebody leaving the nyash that they mess and begin to knock the head. It is not on, and you cannot even control it. It's only when you expose people who send them on this an errand, that is when all these things will stop. But you still see them. When you catch those ones they sent and put them inside jail or send them to police custody, they will send another people. But when you get the ones who send them and prosecute them, then others will learn. So as you can see, EFCC both, you are not doing anything. You are arrant nonsense. You are not doing anything good thing. You call people that is buying vote. What office are they contesting? The answer is no, none. Somebody sent them on that errand. So why can't you go and catch the person that sent them instead of beating about the bush that they are facing a trial or whatever? Bawa, however, described the CBN's announcement on the new Naira note as a welcome idea, noting that it will nothing that it will help monitor people holding currencies legitimately and illegitimately. He said, we welcome the policy. It is a good thing that the country is designing its currency, because how can you have an effective monetary policy when you don't have control over 85% of your currencies? Out there, people are holding it. People are using it to speculate on foreign currencies. And so, coming out with this policy, the government is trying to contend with it. I am sure that those people that are holding back this money, whether legitimately or illegitimately, will be able to monitor, and the right course of the law will take its full course. Bauer added. Speaking about the Commission's fight against cybercrime, the EFCC chairman explained that the support of Nigerian youth is needed in the fight against cybercrime. Hence, he used the medium to appeal for their assistance. What are the Nigerian youth got to do with the economy of the country? Is Nigerian youth the ones that have been stealing the oil that kept our economy where it was at the moment? That is my question to you, Mr. Bawa Abi Kiloruke. Is Nigerian youth the cause of the stealing that is going on daily basis in Nigeria? That is the question you need to answer us. Is Nigerian youth that have been doing everything to make sure that the insecurity is going up? Answer me, Mr. Cybercrime. It's not that I support cybercrime, but you have to start from where the problem is heavy on. The people you are chasing, the people you said they are into cybercrime or they are into Yahoo, the main criminals, the main people who thieved a whole community allocation, a whole state allocation, and send it abroad to go and bank or do whatever. People, most of them are buying skyscrapers. That is those ones you're supposed to hold responsible. Not children, anyone you see on the street that look well, you arrest them that they are Yahoo, they are fraudsters. No country will ever succeed that way. One, you never provided any job for them. Two, you are calling them a lazy youth. Now those lazy youth have turned to make something out of their life. Now you said they are into Yahoo. I do agree to you people. He informed that the activities of those criminals are ruining the image of Nigeria in the global arena, and it calls for an agent need to curb the criminal activities in the country. He pointed out that between January and now, the agency has convicted 2,847 cybercrime perpetrators, the highest record so far. What about those ones in Abuja? I mean, what about those ones in Abuja? Imagine the Accountant General of the Federation, who stole over 174 billion naira, was pleading not guilty, and he was released on bail. Can you see? Now you people leave the main problem, the main thing that is troubling our nation, that our country entered to the list of corrupt countries in the list they entered is from the politicians. Those ones who keep siphoning the money that's supposed to use to develop the country, rather than they will just send it outside. Maybe they are foreigners, I don't even know. And I have never seen any whitey. I never see in the history since I was born till this my age today. I'm 45. I never see any white man being convicted of taking the money meant for his country to come and bank it in Nigeria. If there is none, I don't think there is. If there is, I don't think there is nothing of such. But they keep siphoning every money that comes to their way. Imagine 174 billion naira. Then how much is ASU asking? That money is enough to settle at least one side part of ASU's problem. Yet, this criminal, this parliament hide that money. And all their children were abroad studying. What are they talking? Nigeria is the only country whereby the Minister of Education, his children, his even niece is not in Nigeria. All of them are study abroad. In Nigeria, we have a minister of labor that does not even have work, but he answers minister of labor. We have it in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we have minister of health that even come on his headache, he will jump to France or UK to go and treat himself. Yeah? Minister of health who don't even have any good hospital in his constituency. Minister of road that flies private jet to his hometown or helicopter to his hometown because the road have dilapidated. Minister of transportation, oh Amechi, that one, who they talk that one? Look at our president, Goodluck Jonathan. Look at flood have taken over his house. For complete good 6 years, he couldn't do anything, not even to help the community. Now he's coming for a government aid to come and help them. Ex-president, for that matter. And you keep on, sometimes you keep on telling us that we are being deceived by the colonial masters, and like this, like that. Is the colonial master the one stealing the oil in our community? Is the colonial master the one that is supporting Chinese to come and do illegal mining in Nigeria? Somebody is behind it. How many mineral resources we can count on we have in Nigeria? All they have squandered all, no only opportunity. Only oil now. My prayer is that one day that this oil will dry. I swear that this oil will dry so that everybody will go and rest. We have taken more than enough. Enough is enough. These are Nigerians from the youthful constituency. They should join me in fighting the scourge of crime. Bala, if you want to fight this thing, start from the head. Don't forget about this nonsense. It is part of our mandate to fight cybercrime, to fight advanced fee fraud, and we are working in conformity with the law. I am pleading with them not to stop doing such things at this time of a transition of the country in terms of elections, in terms of government efforts to see that the economy is back on track, he noted. While appreciating the National Assembly support, he said, I want to use this opportunity to thank the National Assembly for their support as EFCC chairman, particularly the Committee on Anti-Corruption. I love his Spanish. Yeah, thanking the Assembly. Whereby that is where the corruption lies. The cost of governance in Nigeria, all these people, you will find out somebody in the National Assembly, only one person will have 500 convoy. Just only National Assembly. Then are we talking about governor? Governor have almost 100,000 vehicles on the street. All these vehicles need to be fueled. With which money? With whose money? How much is their salary? At the expense of the poor masses. That is where the corruption lies. A National Assembly that their salary in the White, even somebody in the White House never have such salary. Yet tomorrow you come and tell me Nigeria don't have money. You go to borrow money to pay them salaries and allowances, and their other kiniko. Why the country is dying on daily basis? Cut down the cost of governance and other offices in Nigeria, they refuse. That is why any bill that being raised or anyone who will do that in the country, they will not support that person to win. Because the corruption have eaten deep into that system. They have been with us 100%. You remember recently, they have worked with us to pass landmark acts and legislations, and the president has assented to it. So we are working with them towards ensuring that this country is free of economic and financial crimes. Bauer remarked. Well, my dear Bauer, or what did they call you? What did they call you? If you want to fight corruption, you must start from the onset. You must start from where the corruption starts. Start from the presidency. Presidency is the Minister of Petroleum. Yet, our petroleum we keep losing barrels upon barrels of oil on daily basis. Yes. The fuel we are losing, if we truly the Minister of Petroleum is supposed to know that this place is the source of the country's economy. That is where they get what they use to develop the country and stop borrow. Yet, Things are spoiling there. Imagine in a country where a vessel that is more longer than a country will enter into their territory, and all the naval offices and whatever, even their radar, we detect this thing from 1 million miles away, and they tell you they are not aware. My good people of Biafra, my good listeners, all the lovers of mankind, those who believe in what I'm doing, I think I have to sign out from here. I have done more than well. I wish everybody a good and a happy Saturday. Please take care of yourself, take care of your family, curtail your movement, because the country is on fire. Nigeria is on fire. Nigeria is at the brink of collapsing. And posterity will judge all our governors, ministers, senators, and the president at large who allowed this country to collapse on their head. Our forefathers who have fought for the independence of this country will never forgive them. And their entire generation will never see anything peace. They will never see anything good. All those money that they have been buried on the ground, the one that they deposit on the bank account, God, because of their generation, all of them will never be alive to eat it. Somebody else will eat that sweat. And that is our prayers on daily basis. Whether you like, you say a member. If you don't like, make no say a member, but it must come to pass. That is it. Please remember to subscribe to my channel, like and comment, share whatever you see me post, because I always hit the nail on the head. I don't have time to compromise words. That is my work. Yeah, I am allergic to compromise. I don't compromise words, and I have taken it upon myself that my good news shall be to liberate my people through my social media handle. So please, you can check me at Facebook, Okude Daily Talk, at Instagram, Okude Daily Talk, at TikTok, Okude Daily Talk, at Twitter, the same. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only. Remember, I am still that person, that Okute, you always like to hear his voice. I'm one of my people, K. Messiano. Bon voyage.